Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to cover on if there will be a second round of stimulus payments, both for individuals who have already received that $1,200 stimulus check and businesses who are applying for the EIDL, grant programs, paycheck protection, things like that. So as you probably already know, millions of people have received their $1,200 checks, but now we're wondering, okay, is there going to be more payments? What exactly is going to happen in the economy? What's next? Well, there's a new proposal that was made just yesterday to increase the $2.2 trillion stimulus package. They're calling it the Emergency Money for the People Act. This bill is yet to be passed, but it seems possible given just the unprecedented nature of what exactly is going on, the unsure nature of, we really just don't know what's going to happen next. So the proposal would include $2,000 every month for at least 6 months to all U.S. citizens who are 16 and older and make less than $130,000 per year. So this one is much less exclusive than the original CARES Act $1,200 check program, and I'm pretty sure they did that purposefully to include more people, and there's going to be more details on that. So continuing these monthly cash payments to eligible Americans until employment returns to pre-COVID-19 levels. The representative behind the bill, Khanna, stated a one-time $1,200 check isn't going to cut it. Americans need sustained cash infusions for the duration of this crisis in order to come out on the other side alive, healthy and ready to get back to work, which I can definitely agree with, especially for those people who are either in retail or servers or things like that where they simply cannot work due to all these shutdowns. I think those people definitely need payments, and everyone else is obviously impacted. Everyone's, 98% of people are earning less now than they were, 3-4 months ago. So I agree that something is definitely needed, and $1,200 just simply isn't going to cut it, especially with how long it took to get the initial $1,200. That doesn't cover rent in most major metro areas. So how this second stimulus check would work: eligible Americans would receive $2,000 in cash per month guaranteed for at least 6 months. These monthly cash payments would continue until the unemployment to population ratio for people ages 16 and older is greater than 60%. Now, the unemployment to population ratio is the number of working age people who are currently employed divided by the total number of working age people. That's how they get that ratio. The current ratio sits at around 59%, and that has just been decreasing every single week as more and more businesses are either going out of business, being forced to shut down, and it just seems to be getting worse. So these monthly payments are set to continue being made under this proposal. So this is just a proposal. Nothing is set in stone yet. It was just sent out, and it probably will likely be modified or changed. So this is just the current details. Nothing is set in stone yet. This isn't for sure happening, but the cash payments would continue to be sent until employment levels hit that 60% marker. The monthly cash payments would not count as income and would not be taxable. So just like the first stimulus check, you would not have to pay taxes on it, which would make no sense because that basically defeats the purpose of a stimulus, because they want to get money to the people. So what's the point in giving money in order just to take it back? So there's no taxes or anything on that. Another important note is these monthly cash payments would not affect anyone's ability to qualify for an income-based federal or state assistance program, meaning earning more from these programs won't disqualify you from other programs. Let's say you're on SNAP or any other program, these payments will not disqualify you if it brings your income threshold above normal disqualification levels. So that's really important. An important note that all these are just proposals for the time and will likely be altered again before it's passed. These are just proposals, nothing is set in stone. So who will be eligible? Every single American adult age 16 or older making less than $130,000 annually would receive $2,000 a month. So the threshold there is quite a bit higher than the original $1,200 payment, where that was, in order to receive the full $1,200, you had to make less than $75,000 a year adjusted gross income for single people. Married couples under this new program earning less than $260,000 a year would receive at least $4,000 per month, which that's huge. Qualifying families with children will receive an additional $500 per child, with the funds capped at a 3-child maximum. So if you have a family that's larger than 3 children, you won't be receiving any more than a family who has 3 children. And note, income levels are based off adjusted gross income again on this program. So here's an example that Forbes gave for the income levels. If you earn $100,000 of adjusted gross income per year and you are a single tax filer, you would receive $2,000 a month. If you are married with no children and earn combined $180,000 a year, you would receive $4,000 a month. If you're married with 2 children and earn a combined $200,000 a year, you would receive $5,000 a month. If you are married with 5 children, full house, and earn a combined $200,000 a year, you would receive a maximum of $5,500 a month because of the $500 per dependent payment is only available for 3 children. The stimulus would also be available for those who have no income or unemployed, just like the original stimulus, same with people who are an SSI, SSDI. Those would also be considered for the stimulus program. With this program, if you're not eligible for 2018 or 2019 taxes, as in your income was too high in 2019 in order to qualify for this program, they added in a stipulation that you can base it off your 2020 income if you can provide 2 months worth of paychecks that show that your income has decreased from 2019 levels. So that's really important. So let's say someone earns $200,000 a year in 2019 and then either got laid off or maybe half the hours that they used to have, and now they're showing much lower income levels. They're able to submit 2 months of paychecks or some way to verify your pay, and you'd be eligible for these new stimulus checks as well. Will college students and adults with disabilities be excluded from this proposal in monthly payments? So that was a big issue with the first stimulus check disbursement, that anyone claimed as a dependent over the age of 17 received nothing, and the people who claimed you as a dependent received nothing for you. So they're trying to make this not the case for this one. So unlike the CARES Act, the Emergency Money for People Act would make it eligible for college students and adults with disabilities who are still claimed as a dependent. The individual will receive the monthly payment, and the parent or guardian would receive the dependent credit as well. So there would be the double increase in payment there. So they would receive the $500 dependent credit, plus the person would receive that $2,000 under this proposal. Again, things may change, so this is not set in stone. I'm just reporting basically where we're at right now. And on to business relief. As far as additional business relief goes, we're kind of still at a standstill, unfortunately. If you're a business owner and you applied for either EIDL grant programs or the Paycheck Protection Program, it's pretty likely that you're aware that these funds are drying up really quickly, and there's a ton of competition right now on getting one of these valuable loans, even getting the attention of a banker. So originally, small businesses were to receive $349 billion as part of the $2.2 trillion stimulus amount. And there's reports that of that $349 billion, about 2/3 of the stimulus is already accounted for. So it's drying up extremely fast. And accounted for does not mean funded, because looking at the statistics, as of today, only a small percentage, like under 5% for each program, EIDL and Paycheck Protection Program, of businesses have actually been funded. But these are funds that are approved as of right now through the SBA. So they're considering those funds as already spent because they're approved. So if you have not yet applied, you need to make sure that your 2019 taxes are done as a small business owner or sole proprietor in order to apply as soon as possible, just in case these additional funds aren't available. And basically what the proposal is, the Republicans want to increase that $349 billion fund by an additional $250 billion. Well, Democrats, who may be okay with that increase, also want to add additional relief for nurses, doctors, and healthcare workers, which is totally understandable, because I can only assume that all these parties could use funds as soon as possible. I know every small business owner that I'm talking to could use these funds as soon as possible. I can only assume the same for healthcare workers who are literally putting themselves in danger to, help out the general public. So let's hope that they can swiftly make an agreement, continue funding, and increase this loan amount. This is all the news I have for now. I will keep you guys updated as much as I can. Please consider subscribing if you appreciate all my effort on these videos. Only 4% of my viewers are subscribed to me. It would mean the world to me if you could just hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it so much. Until next time, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.